This movie is about a wandering soul who wakes up in a different body every day. She has named herself A. One day, like always, she wakes up in a new body. That body belongs to a teenager named Justin. As soon as A wakes up, he takes a picture and sets an alarm on Justin's mobile phone at 11:59. On the mobile phone, messages from a girl named Rhiannon are being sent. Rhiannon is Justin's neglected girlfriend. She has messaged Justin at night, but Justin has not replied to any of the messages. While getting ready for school, she keeps looking at her phone. Then she gets ready and comes to school with her sister Jolene. She does not meet Justin all day at school. When A reaches the cafeteria for lunch, Rhiannon comes to her. A, present in Justin's body, accepts the offer to walk outside of Rhiannon's school. And they both sit in the car and go to the beach. Rhiannon feels that Justin is not behaving normally and is very carefree. But she does not mention anything to avoid ending the enjoyment. A enjoys a lot with her all day. They also buy fortune cookies. Rhiannon gets comfortable with him and tells him about her personal matters. She tells him that her father is a very strange person. He has left his job because of this. His mother has to do 2 jobs. She tells him that now her father only makes paintings of faces. A explains to her that sometimes a person needs a break. Rhiannon listens to her comfortably. She is ashamed that she is telling these things to Justin. A tells her that she is pleased that Rhiannon told her all this. They both are shown kissing there. Then Rhiannon asks Justin to open the cookie. When A opens his cookie, it is written on it, "You have a nice smile." In the next scene, A is shown dropping Rhiannon home. A is quiet and Rhiannon asks the reason. A tries to explain that she may not be like this tomorrow. Rhiannon says that tomorrow should be left for tomorrow. She kisses Justin to end the day on a good note. The next day, A wakes up in the body of a girl named Amy. Amy changes her school and shifts to Rhiannon's school. She goes to school and meets Rhiannon and tells her that there is a new school. She has to be someone's shadow. Rhiannon gets ready to keep her with her. In the class of science, Rhiannon introduces her to her friend named Rebecca. She also introduces her lab partner Alexander, to whom Rhiannon has a crush. During their conversation, Justin passes outside the class. Seeing him, Rhiannon calls him. Justin comes to the class and asks Rhiannon what happened yesterday and where did he go, because he doesn't remember anything. When Justin gets angry at Rhiannon, Amy comes in between and tells Justin. Rhiannon is very surprised that Justin reminds Rhiannon of the party and leaves. When Justin leaves, Amy apologizes to Rhiannon because she doesn't like people like Justin. She also follows Rhiannon's hair affectionately. Rhiannon gets weirded out by this and tells Alexander to take care of Amy and leaves. The next day, A wakes up as Nathan. While Rhiannon went to the party with Justin, where Justin leaves Rhiannon alone and is with his friend. Rhiannon plays the song he sang in the car with A. Rhiannon is very sad. Then she sees Nathan dancing. She goes to him and they start dancing together. While dancing, Nathan calls himself Steve's cousin. A and Rhiannon enjoy that Justin comes there. He asks A who he is. A says he is Steve's gay cousin Nathan. Hearing this, Justin calms down and goes back to his friend. While A takes Rhiannon and sits in the slide house in the garden. They both sit there and talk heart to heart. On the other hand, Justin finds out from Steve that he doesn't have a cousin. Just then, an alarm goes off near Rhiannon. So he runs away from there in a hurry and Justin tries to follow him. But he sits in a car and leaves. The next day, Rhiannon comes to school. Justin sits with some people and discusses the news. Nathan is shown on the news. They claim that he was possessed by a demon. On that day, A turns into a blind person's body, so he can't do anything and neither can he meet Rhiannon. The next day, Rhiannon gets a message from an unknown number, in which he is told to meet him alone in the bookstore. Rhiannon thinks that he is Nathan. Rebecca, Rhiannon's friend, convinces her that she should go. Rhiannon listens to her and goes to the bookstore. In the bookstore, A as Megan meets her. He tells her the truth about himself. He first met her as Justin, then as Amy, and then as Nathan, and now he is meeting her as Megan. He explains to her that he is a traveling spirit who rises in a new body every day. She has the same age body but never meets the same body twice. She has no control over all this. Rhiannon thinks it's a joke. She goes without listening to A. So A repeats fortune from fortune cookies. He also reminds her about his father. But Rhiannon thinks it's a prank and leaves. The next day, Rhiannon is upset in school when Justin comes to her. Rhiannon asks him about her father's story. He says he doesn't know what story she is talking about. Then Rhiannon gets A's message and he requests her to meet him again. A doesn't have a car, so they meet for dinner. A is now in James' body. Rhiannon asks A to clear her suspicions. A answers all these questions easily. Rhiannon is still skeptical. Rhiannon asks him about his shifting. A patiently answers him. A shows him her Instagram account where she has posted pictures of different people. Rhiannon still doesn't believe her. Rhiannon asks A for some time and leaves. She goes home and thinks a lot. The next day, she goes to meet Nathan. She asks him about that day. He tells her that he doesn't remember any event of that day, like her dancing, being in the slide house, and being chased. Next day, she is walking with Justin and Rebecca. She sees a transgender named Vic coming towards her from a distance. She understands and follows him. Her suspicions are right, and A comes out. Rhiannon asks him why he is doing all this. A replies that when he met Rhiannon, he felt something that he never felt before. He convinces Rhiannon to give him a chance, and Rhiannon agrees. That same day, they go to Justin's house for study. She asks him what he remembers about that day when they went to the beach. Justin replies the opposite of what happened. The next day, Rhiannon sees A texting all day. After school, she goes to meet him in the library. They both sit in the library and talk about A. A tells Rhiannon that he is in the same condition since childhood. And in the same condition, he came to know at the age of 6 years of reality. He also tells her that he didn't meet anyone like him after so many years. They both kiss, and A's host's mother comes. Rhiannon leaves from there. The next day, surprisingly, A gets into Rhiannon's body. He is very happy to get this opportunity. When A goes to school, he meets Justin in front of the lockers. He gets angry when Justin talks to him, and he keeps talking to him, and Justin stands speechless. When A comes back from school, he spends time with A and Rhiannon's father. He asks his father why he paints. He tells him that when he started his job, he left painting, but now he has started giving priority to his interest. He offers to paint A. A accepts it. A writes a letter to Rhiannon, in which he tells that he has tried to leave all the memories for her. After writing the letter, A goes to sleep. In the morning, Rhiannon comes to his body, and she has all the memories. She goes to meet Justin in the morning and breaks up with him. Justin is shocked but leaves without fighting. That day, A gets into the body of a teenager named Xavier. They both go to Rhiannon's uncle's cabin to spend the weekend together. There, they both spend time with each other. There, Rhiannon asks that can't A stay in the body more than midnight? A tells her that as soon as it is midnight, the body of the person pushes the soul of A out again. She asks him that can't he push back and stay in the body. A says that this is not his property, so he never tried. It gets dark in their conversation, and A takes Xavier to change the body. Time goes on and Rhiannon keeps waiting for A, but A doesn't come back for the whole day. Being helpless, Rhiannon has to call her mother. Even when Rhiannon comes home, she keeps messaging A, but there is no reply. The next day, A turns into a body that is going out of the country. A calls Rhiannon and asks her to pick him up. He jumps down from the balcony of the house and runs away from the house. Rhiannon takes A to her house and asks the reason for his disappearance. A says that the body he was in was undergoing a lung transplant, so he couldn't contact him. They both are shown to be intimate there. The next day, A wakes up in Rhiannon's classmate Alexander's body. He sees his room and is very impressed with his optimistic behavior. When he meets Rhiannon at school, he praises Alexander a lot. Then he takes Rhiannon on a date where they both make bubbles. They play with water guns and overall enjoy a lot. At night, Rhiannon convinces A to stay in Alexander's body for one more day. A doesn't agree because he thinks that Alexander has a right on this body and not his. But then he agrees to Rhiannon's request. The next few days, A stays in Alexander's body. He doesn't sleep at midnight to stay in this body. Because whenever he sleeps, he has to jump into another body. He spends a lot of time with Rhiannon. They both are very happy and get lost in their own world. One day they go to the cinema on a date. Alexander gets a call from his mother, but A doesn't answer the call. Then he brings Rhiannon home. He sees that his family has prepared dinner for Alexander's birthday celebration. They are waiting for Alexander. Rhiannon leaves after seeing him, while A listens to Alexander's mother. Because of this, A feels very guilty. The next day, when A goes to Rhiannon's house for a date in the evening, he tells her that he can't stay in Alexander's body all day, because there is no right for this body. A tells Rhiannon to end this relationship, because a lot of people are getting hurt because of it. A asks Rhiannon to continue this relationship. But what will he do after 10 years? When he gets married, who will he marry? And time can't hide A all his life. A convinces Rhiannon to start dating Alexander, because he is a perfect match for him. Rhiannon sees the truth in his words, so she tells A that she has 3 hours. She should use these 3 hours. They share emotional, heart-to-heart, and passionate moments in 3 hours. At midnight, Rhiannon leaves A and goes home. The next day, A gets up in another body and goes to New York. Rhiannon goes to school and starts bonding with Alexander on A's advice. And this movie ends here.